season and their seeding and stuff. All you got to do is look at the number next to their name.
Yeah.
Pretty tight. But it's the history of these two guys that
93.
almost sets them apart. You try and find differences between guys. Joe's got one title, Michael's got a lot more.
96.
But then again, Michael's been winning titles since 2011, so he's got one up on Joe, but Joe's trying to catch him with every tournament that they play.
Yeah, Michael Smith seeded 11, but prior to this weekend, he had a Pro Tour Order of Merit ranking of 6, so he clawed his way back up as a result, partially of the good form he's shown of late, including that title in Gibraltar as well.
96.
I was just saying to you before the game started, the swagger and the raised eyebrow of Joe Cullen. I swear that if I wasn't a player or a commentator involved in these events, I'd be a Joe Cullen fan. He just makes you feel good when you watch him.
Yeah, he's a very likeable player and very
137.
likeable player to watch as well. Cullen then 95 here.
20 in bull. Bullseye. Oh, the line was good. He teased it.
Well, Michael Smith looking at something similar here. Well, he's gone for the double 8 route instead.
66.
Signalling to himself that that's 3 times now. He's probably saying to himself, he should be 3-0 up, Michael.
Double 8 for Joe Cullen for a 2-1 lead. And we continue to go with the throw here.
Game on.
Starting to notice a pattern with Joe's play as well. He's rather good on double 8, isn't he?
140.
Yeah, he seems to have discovered a bit of a penchant for that area of the board.
40.
It's a very good word, Rob. You said it in a very eloquent way.
Don't know where that came from. Don't know where this came from either. Michael Smith.
180.
180. Well, we know exactly where it came from because he's done it so many times this weekend.
134.
Well, it's relentless. 4th leg. Is he going to leave? Oh, I thought he was going to go for another 10 dart, you know.
83.
As Dan Dawson said, 10 darters are the new 9 darters on the European Tour.
15 180s for Michael Smith this weekend. 14 for Joe Cullen.
81.
Certainly weighing in with their fair share of the maximums in Austria.
Top stops? No, he doesn't need to. Double 10.
And
there's nothing wrong with that.
The biggest Joe to throw first.
One for the treble 18 on 98 says to me that he didn't really want to have to think about double 19 at all. And based on where Joe Cullen was positioned in the leg, I see the logic. Very smart darts from Bully Boy.
57.
This should be a 180.
Cullen's first of the match. His 15th of the weekend. Now, 2 apiece,
96.
but the legs that Cullen has won, he's been less convincing than the manner of which Smith has taken his legs.
140.
But Joe Cullen won't really care about that at the moment. It's all about just ensuring that Michael Smith does not get away from him.
94. Joe 121.
That's exactly what he's got to do. He's got to play smart. Just be focused from start to finish.
81.
Don't allow Michael Smith to front run because he can go fast.
94.
Well, the feature of his run in Gibraltar was that number of 6-5 victories for Michael Smith. He's not really had to endure anything like that, but this one looks as though it might well go the distance. 6-2 against Chris Quantock, 6-4 against Jelle Klassen earlier today. Mervyn King beaten 6-3 as well, the match in which he pulled off those 8 perfect darts in the second leg to level the match at 1 apiece.
Well, Michael Smith's practices so much that he's usually hitting 9 darts before you've fried your eggs in the morning.
Well, a very different semi-final, this one, a very different feel about it. Michael van Gerwen quickly away from Cristo Reyes. 10 dart leg for Van Gerwen gave him a 3-1 lead, and he never really looked back from that moment on a 16 dart leg. A 12 dart leg to wrap things up, including that 160 checkout. But this is altogether much tighter, much closer encounter.
40.
It's key like this because I don't think either player is really hitting the straps. So one big score could be all the difference.
Could be indeed.
57. Likely requires 64.
He's got a little bit in hand here. 6 starts for Michael Smith, but he only needs, or he might only need 3 of them. Well, no, the agony goes on.
That's the second time on double 4 that it's really dipped at the end. Shouldn't be panicking, really.
Likely require 4.
Double 2's all right.
Yeah, shame that Joe couldn't bring that down a bit more, really, because double 2 can be a problem for some. But okay for Michael Smith. On we go, 3 apiece.
You know, a lesser player would have thought when that first dart's gone low, just below the double 2,
41.
it's blocked. Didn't even think about it. The amount of practice that he does, he knows how his darts behave. And he knows that there's loads of room to the left. And if he did hesitate, he probably did for a millionth of a nanosecond.
100.
3-3. Michael Smith will not be pleased with his double stats.
60.
He doesn't care, he just wants a 6 in the column on the right in blue.
Interesting as well, I mean, without wanting to look too far ahead,
46.
should Michael Smith get to the final and meet Michael van Gerwen, it is significant that he's played Van Gerwen twice in a European Tour final before and won them both.
180.
And he's moving in the right direction once again here.
Michael Smith seems to be
42.
scoring better at the moment than Joe Cullen.
21.
Is he ready to accelerate? Not going to go for it. It's the right thing to do. Just set it up. Absolutely disgusted with that 59.
60.
Well, that 115 average for Michael van Gerwen, the highest ever in the history of this tournament. I don't think we'll see anything like that in this particular semi-final, but Michael Smith with an all-important, potentially decisive break of throw. Only time will tell. 4-3. 62 checkouts on double 10. Needs to consolidate here. Fair to say that Joe Cullen, there we said, the 2 legs that he won at the start, or the first 2 legs that he won, he wasn't as convincing in the manner that Michael Smith was. Okay, he got the 14 dart leg to win the 5th, but Michael Smith with a 14 dart break of throw there, that could be enough in a match like this.
It could. Got to remember, these guys have been playing.
95.
Played one match yesterday, but they've been playing all day today.
Yeah, and it's very warm again. It's not as warm outside, but it's still very warm inside the arena. This is their 3rd match of the afternoon and evening.
$96.
Michael Smith is where he wants to be. In front with a break, playing steady stuff and putting pressure on his opponent.
92. Likely require 170.
Well, this would be devastating for Joe Cullen. But
98.
will be returning once again. And once more, Michael Smith just shaking his wrists at the conclusion of that latest visit.
Sometimes as a player, when you do have an idiosyncrasy, you don't even know you're doing it. 16 for tops for a 5-3 lead. Yeah, it's there. 5-3, bully boys.
Joe to throw first. Game on.
Let's not forget, Rob, that by making the final last year, he is aware that potential ranking points are coming off. And to defend those ranking points, he has to win this game.
Yeah. So it's either
59.
match what he did last year, which he is on course to do, or treat it as a damage limitation exercise. But yeah, should he get to the final, then he will have nothing to fear as far as losing ranking points is concerned. And as I said, he's played Van Gerwen twice before in a Euro Tour final and won them both. So Michael Smith
100.
should not be feeling, and I'm sure won't be feeling, overawed at the prospects of playing a man he's beaten many times before.
Not
at all.
Even though Van Gerwen just suddenly turned it on against Christo Reyes in the manner in which he did.
And from a psychological perspective, Michael Smith knows that he's as good as Van Gerwen. It's just that maybe Michael van Gerwen is a little bit more consistent. That's why he's got so many titles.
Well,
But if you put their A game together, it's pretty delicious. But I want to see Joe Cullen fight back here.
Well,
take us all the way.
Joe Cullen, I mentioned his tournament average, 101.77 prior to this semi-final. He averaged 107 against Kim Huybrechts. His average at the moment is under 80. We talked about running out of steam and maybe the arduous nature of this final day. Tops though for a 5-4 deficit. It's a hold of throw, one he desperately needed as well.
We're talking about the fight.
It is fairly inevitable that people or some players might just run out of steam.
We're talking about human beings here. We're not talking about robots. People that are susceptible to pressure and heat and nerves, anxiety.
140.
And there we see that first 9 average for Michael Smith, very much in keeping with his tournament as a whole. First 9 average prior to the semi-final of 108.8 as well, so he's maintaining
93.
that. And in a semi-final in which Joe Cullen is feeling the heat from the start, you know, Michael Smith is getting out of the traps quickly and Joe Cullen is struggling to keep pace. You look at his first dart average, it's only 25. Michael Smith's is 35, so from the word go, he's on top and in control.
And that's ominous as well, because the ability to build on a good first dart, Michael Smith is one of the best in the world at that.
Yeah, and once again, Joe Cullen
56.
unable to find a treble.
167.
59 and a 56, 6 darts without a treble.
127.
Yeah, didn't need to be aggressive there. Just setting it up very, very nicely indeed. And once more,
40.
Joe Cullen can't find a treble. It's 9 darts without a big number. And Michael Smith, well, it's Louis Armstrong time. All the time in the world here for Michael Smith. And in the end, it was very, very comfortable indeed for Bully Boy. The number 11 seed once again is through to a European Tour final.